This is Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is Sonic with the legendary fish. And this is Super Mario, and these are Mario's balls. I'm gonna show you how I made these into animated GIFs using 3D software. I got the ideas from my Discord server, and then began to make them one at a time. If I was gonna have Sonic being slapped by a fish, I needed a Sonic model to actually animate, so I went to the modelers resource and got one. Most character models from games come with faceplates that you can swap in and out, but for some reason, Sonic's just has a fuck ton of them. Seriously, this hedgehog is more expressive than most people I know. His model also came with 30 duplicate nose pieces, and I'm just like, why? Who made this? What was the point? I needed to make my own rig for Sonic because in order to animate the character, you need to have a rig. Only one problem, I suck. I'm really bad at rigging, so the skeleton barely works, but I figured I would just deal with that when it came time to actually animate. Now that Sonic was mostly done, I just had to bring in Toad. I actually already have a Toad model on hand, and if you want to know why, check out this video where I redesigned the box art of some of my favorite Mario games. The final thing I needed before I could begin animation was Toad's weapon, the fish. I was too lazy to get a reference image, so I just freehanded the design. It ended up looking like a knockoff goldfish, which wasn't the plan, but I thought it was kind of funny, so I kept it. I slapped some shaders on that thing, and it was finally time to start working on the animation. The animation was actually really easy. Basically, I move Bone, Bone moves Sonic, click a few buttons, boom, full animation. No. Animation takes forever, and about 80% of the time it took to make these GIFs was just the animation process alone. Once the bulk of the animation was done though, I finally got to work on the fun part, particles. I know the original message said beat up, but that implies a long fight, which was way more than I wanted to do with the shitty Sonic rig I had. Instead, I went for the much more realistic option of just exploding on impact when touched by a fish. By using a combination of meta balls, which is basically just digital Play-Doh, and particles, I was able to create a really funny looking explosion. Once everything was perfect, I rendered the images and put them in an online GIF making website. This looks terrible, but I think it's the good kind of terrible. The next thing to design was the ambiguous message of balls. I honestly didn't know what to make for this one, so I decided to just make something really random and hope it looked cool. I'm a lazy bum, so I reused the Mario model from a different project and brought it into here. I altered Mario's pose and expression to make him look really pissed off. Then I started adding the balls. I tried to make it look cool by adding a really fancy material, and I think it kind of worked. I animated Mario throwing at the camera, which only took 2 seconds, hours, and began working on tracking the ball to the hand. The material on the ball kind of reminded me of the GreatZina skin in Fortnite, so I decided to make 3 balls just like his. Getting the balls to spin correctly in Mario's hand took some finesse, but I think it looks pretty nice. I also added giant text that pops up saying balls because balls. In the beginning of the animation, I added a big cloud of smoke that Mario fades in from. I rendered the images, smacked them together in a GIF, and this was the final result. I actually think this looks pretty nice. They were meant to be cursed, but this one honestly isn't that bad. The final message just had to do something with Longlegged Toad. I actually know the person who sent this message, and he's very tall IRL, so I decided to make this GIF something he could send to other people. Now, do you remember earlier in the video where I said I suck? Well, I was talking about something completely different, but it actually applies here too, because I forgot to hit record when I was making the GIF, so I don't have any footage of me actually building the Toad. I do have the final result though, so here it is. Now the last thing to do is to send this to the people who gave me the suggestions and see what they think.
What is this thing you need to get my reaction for?
Okay, well, can you just read your own message, like back to what you said specifically, okay? Like just read your message to me, because it was kind of vague.
Long-legged Toad doing stuff.
That could be a lot of things, and I wasn't sure quite what to do with this, right? IRL, you're a little bit of a tall lad. I had this idea, and I made this kind of for you.
All right. Oh my gosh!
What are your thoughts? Do you?
I love it.
What do you rate it out of 10?
I'd say I'd give it a solid, probably 8 out of 10.
I'll take that. That's like a B. That's a good score.
Ha ha ha. Good job, bro.
So what do you rate it out of 10?
9.5/10.
Awesome.
Close parenthesis.
Are you ready to see Mario's balls?
What?
You said balls, did you not?
I didn't say Mario's balls. Oh, okay. I definitely didn't think this was gonna be something else. Nah.
What do you rate it out of 10?
Balls out of 10.
Is that like a good score or is that a bad score?
I don't know. How much do you like balls?